Hey guys, welcome to my conversation with your Georgia 4A 157-pound state champion, and I should say two-time state champion from West Lawrence, JT Bowers. JT, how's it going, man?
It's going good.
Uh, so uh how does it sound to say two-time state champion? How does that make you feel?
Sounds a lot better than the one time.
Why?
Well, it's just at West Lawrence, my coaches, they went there and I like to mess around with Bryce. I've beaten a couple of his records at our school and he was only a one timer, but he messed up his knee, which made him not maybe win as many, but I've won one more than him, so I like to mess around with him. So
You like to poke him a little bit?
but I gotta get one more so I can be like Gerald Carr. He
Yeah.
was a three timer.
No doubt, no doubt. And you have a shot at getting one more, but we'll get to that in a minute. Um uh Before we get to talking about wrestling and all that jazz and everything else, we're gonna go off the mat and just kind of have a conversation about a couple other things. You good with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, the first thing I'm gonna ask you has to do with your background. And that is you got a Florida Florida flag over your right shoulder and a Georgia flag, I guess, above you. That makes no sense to me. I don't understand.
Well, my mom's aunt heard, which is my cousin, would be her daughter. She coached the Florida cheerleaders. And one summer I went down there, got to hang out with the cheerleaders. They kind of converted me over from Georgia, but I still go to mostly all Georgia home games.
Oh, you do. So if
Yeah.
if when Florida plays Georgia, who are you rooting for?
When I'm down in Jacksonville, you'll see me with my Florida stuff on.
Oh, you're wearing Florida stuff on. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Wow. But you go to Georgia home games. That's wild.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what is your favorite subject in school? Not necessarily your best, just your favorite.
Well, this is my first year having chemistry, and it's really made me like science. So, I'm a big science guy right now.
Okay, that's cool. What is it about chemistry that you like?
I think it's the teacher. I have a really cool teacher this year.
You know what? A teacher can make a world of difference between whether you like something or not. Um, and this is not an indication of that. So if you're whatever teacher's watching this, I want to make sure that we're not saying that. What's the subject you don't like the most?
Any English.
Any English, no matter
Yes.
the teacher.
Yes, it doesn't matter. No.
What is it about English that you don't really
I,
like?
I've never been good at English. I don't typically like stuff I'm not good at.
Okay, I got you. All right. So let's go to one of a wrestler's favorite topics of conversation. That's food.
Hmm.
Okay. So if I were to say cookies or brownies, which one is you?
I'm probably gonna go cookies,
Cookies. What kind of cookies?
chocolate chip cookies.
All right. Right out of the oven.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. All right. How about what's your what's a food that you don't really like?
I don't eat salads.
Okay. Is there a reason?
I've just never liked salads, and I've never tried to like them. So
All right. I got you. All right. What about sushi? Yes or no?
I don't think I've ever had sushi.
Never had sushi. Okay. All right. Pineapple on pizza.
It goes.
It goes. You like it?
Yes.
All right. Do you pair it with bacon?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Um, Roller coasters. Yes or no?
Yes.
You like roller coasters. Okay. Um, if I were to give you a time machine or a magic wand, which one would you take?
I guess a magic wand.
Why?
I mean, there's nothing really in the past I care to change. I don't like to regret stuff, and magic wand, I feel like I can do anything with that.
Yeah, no doubt. Um, if you had a time machine, so you don't want to go to the past, would you go to the future?
I guess I'd go. Yeah, I guess I'd go to the future if I had one.
Would would you go like 10 years in the future or like 100 years in the future?
Probably 100.
Yeah, see what the
Kind
world
of
is
what
like.
here.
I got you. All right. One of the cool things would be, maybe you could find out who wins, in the future, and for Florida, Georgia, or whatever. Um, what flavor of ice cream?
Anything with chocolate in it.
Anything with chocolate in it. Okay. Like, what is that cookie dough? Does cookie dough have chocolate in it? A little bit. Okay. Is there a talent that you have off the mat that people don't know about?
I'd like to say I'm a really good cook,
Okay. All right. So what do you cook?
or it's more bacon. I like cooking cookies, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Um, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's a good skill to have, definitely.
Mhm.
All right, so let's go on the mat and take me back in time to when you first started wrestling. How old were you? How'd you get into it?
I believe I was in the second grade. Uh, my sister, she did gymnastics, and one of the dads that she did gymnastics with would nag at my dad every day because I would always be with him, and he'd tell me I need to go to wrestling practice. And one day I gave in, I went, and I guess that's just where I fell in love with it.
Okay. All right. So hang on. Did you tell me how old you were? You said you were about what?
Second grade.
Second grade. Okay. So so do you remember your first practice or your first match?
I mean, I remember the first couple of practices, it was I'd always get beat up, but I just would never give up.
Okay. And 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 you enjoyed it obviously because you kept
Mhm.
doing it. All right. So thinking to a couple of years ago, you were a freshman and you came in. I mean, so you've been wrestling a long time, but you came in and you got third,
Mhm.
right? So what was the mentality after taking third? First, like I mean, the goal is always to win a title, but
Yeah.
were you did you expect to win it as a freshman, or were you pretty happy with third? What was kind of your thinking?
I mean, I didn't expect to get first, but I mean, I really wasn't satisfied with third. I knew I could have done a lot better. I beat the kid earlier in the season that got second, and but then I lost to him at sectionals, which was pretty bummed me up. And then yeah, I really felt like I could have did better, but I mean, there's nothing I can change. I could have changed my training, but I didn't.
So so you walk out of Macon as a freshman and taking third. What did you change between that year and the next year that helped you get to the top level?
I mean, I've really started training a lot harder than I did my freshman year. I just it's like it just started clicking with me the summer after that freshman year.
Do you think that it was like technique, conditioning, mental? Is there one particular part that changed for you?
I feel like I've always had like a mental barrier that I've had to break through every year.
Or-
Even after winning, I've still hit that barrier.
Oh, really? Do you feel like is there a pressure?
It's not so much of a pressure, it's just I feel like other people expect me to win stuff, but sometimes it's just not possible for me to.
Okay. All right. So you come back the following year and you take first and now you come into this year and you talked earlier about wanting to have two because the finish in front of Bryce and you want three so you can tie Coach Carr and that sort of
Mhm.
thing. Um, um, you wrestled, what was it, Zeb Dawkins? Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, you wrestled him in the finals. Had you wrestled him previously?
I wrestled him at sectionals last year at state, and we wrestled a lot in big kid stuff in
So
middle school.
so you wrestled him a few times.
Yes.
So walking into that match, how confident were you that you were going to get the win?
Well, I knew I had to get the first takedown, so that was the biggest problem. That was my biggest worry, but I knew I could beat him.
Did you get the first takedown?
I did not. He had a nice shot on me.
I was getting ready to say, you said that, and I'm thinking to myself, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think you got that first takedown.
Yeah, the week before at sectionals, he got in that deep on the shot, but I was able to defend it. But at state, it was just too clean.
So after you give up that first takedown, what's going through your head? You're like, just the next step, get up, get away, come and get the next
Yeah,
one.
I was just, oh crap, I got to get up and start working.
No doubt. All right. So what is next for you? Like in the next, say, 6 months, are you going to be? I see you're wearing a Team Georgia shirt.
Mhm.
Wrestling freestyle some or no or NHSCA's? You going to be doing anything? What do
Yeah,
you
I'm
think?
gonna go to NHSCA. I'm gonna go to the individual and duels, and then I'll start wrestling a little freestyle and Greco.
Okay. All right. Um, and long term, what do you see yourself doing? Are you going to wrestle in college? Or are you not going to wrestle in college? What are you thinking?
I hope to wrestle in college. Yes.
Okay. All right. Kind of a bummer that neither of the schools that are in your background have wrestling any longer. Ah, but yeah, no, we won't belabor that point. Very cool. So the last question I have for you is the same last question I ask everyone, and that is why wrestle? What is special about wrestling to you?
Well, I really feel like it's just the sport that keeps, I guess you could say, given. It's just always something you can work at to get better, and I feel like that just kind of correlates to just real life situations. Never give up.
Yeah, no, I agree. Is that your sales pitch to any of your friends if you're trying to get them to wrestle?
Yeah, I've tried to get a few to wrestle, but haven't really been successful with it.
I got you. Well, JT, I want to say congratulations on a second one. Best of luck in your path to first in NHSEAs and all the stuff this summer, but then in the future, making a run for your third state title. And yeah, I just want to say congratulations once again, man.
Thank you.
All right, you take care.
See ya.